Good day, Visible Change TV viewers. We are here again today with Nsuku Shibambo. He's in business, he's going to teach us something, he's going to expose some of the things, strategies that other business owners are using to really improve and grow their businesses. I'm Shlan Magomani, your presenter, and welcome to our show, Nsuku. How are you?
No, very good, and how are you?
I'm very well, thanks, man. I didn't really give the detailed introduction of you. Can you introduce yourself and tell us what you are doing?
Okay. No, my name is Nsuku Shibambo. I come from Kiani. I'm in business. I'm currently the director of 4 companies, still small companies, but probably will be one of the biggest companies that they're going to see in this country.
Wow,
yeah.
Nice. So, like you were mentioning companies,
yes.
Like can you detail the description of the companies? What are you doing?
I'm a director of Nsuku Foundation, which is an NPC. It's a non-profit company that deals with development and upliftment of the communities. That was started because I needed to make some changes around where I come from, which is in Kiani. That was my first company.
Yeah.
Then there's TN Business Consultants. The TN Business Consultant deals with consultations for business people. We try and advise people in business. We do bookkeepings and things like that. And then there's Pajushi Travels and Logistics, deals with traveling and logistics. And then there's the Shibambo Group. So Shibambo Group is going to be the mother company of all the companies that I'm owning. So that is going to be the big apple of everything that I'm going to be owning.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice. Let's start with transportation.
Yes.
In transportation.
Yes.
I think this with logistics.
Yes.
And in logistics, I think I don't want to sound like a racist, but I think this platform is still dominated by white people. So what inspired you to think of transport as a business?
Transport, it's a very, very funny story how this thing started. I used to travel in between Pretoria to Kiani. So it was a more often thing. So I used to give a lot of people lifts, traveling from Gauteng going to Kiani. So I was doing that for free and whatsoever. But at the later stage, something just took it. Why should I be doing this like for free? Then that's when now I started with this small business of carrying people from Gauteng, take them to Kiani, so they pay a certain amount for them to be comfortable to go home. So eventually, that is how then we're starting to grow this business. It's still a small business. We're hoping to be very big in terms of carrying people, carrying goods. Already now we're carrying goods. We've got a bakkie, but we're still using small cars. But hopefully then we're going to be in the big buses business. We're going to be in the big trucks business. But everything, it's a learning curve. We're learning every day, something that I'm getting the hang of. And yeah, hopefully very soon I'll know the ins and outs of how to run a logistic company to be one of the greatest.
Wow, nice.
Yeah.
You were speaking more about the opportunities and the anticipated opportunities.
Yeah.
But what could be the threats in this business? Because I think already there are existing like big logistics companies. So what could be the threats?
The threats, I would say it's the clientele. Why do I say the clientele? It's like you said, it's you don't want to be racist. I also don't want to be racist, but it's male dominated. So that is a problem because now as black people, we don't understand what really goes on when it comes to logistics. What one goes through, why am I charging you that amount, and things like that. So people are still having a bit of a problem to understand everything. Hence, that's why now as a black person in logistics, it's very difficult to grow this company. It's gradually going to get there, but people are not yet getting the hang of everything yet. Yeah. But opportunity-wise, there's a lot of opportunities that we can explore. That's what I believe in. There's nothing that is impossible. So we will get there, but surely it's just that people are not yet understanding everything that goes with logistics. But I believe the way that I talk about it on my timelines and whatsoever, I hope people are going to understand that logistic, there's petrol, there's your insurance that you pay, there's your tires, there's when you start employing drivers have to have salaries. There's just a lot of things that you have to understand. So those are the threats that right now personally that I'm facing, that people need to agree to the prices that I give to them and understand everything. You find that someone needs something by 2 p.m., but they don't understand that it's not only their own thing that I'm picking up. There's other people, there's other clientels that I need to pick up the stuff from and then get, so that's still a problem for now.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, I think that's... Oh, no, like when you're speaking, I'm thinking about the Uber guy.
Yeah.
The guy who started Uber and Taxify and other things. Yeah. Probably even the owner does not even own his own car.
No.
Now, are you planning also to move into that space or to have people working for you with their own transport, but you find that somehow it's benefiting you?
It was an idea which I had, let's say, when I started this transportation thing. The whole thing that I wanted to start was, it was a network where I wanted people that are traveling from Guyana to avail themselves who have transportation. And then let's say we're going to create a database. On a particular day, maybe on a Thursday or Friday, there are forecasts that are available, and then we look at the people that are available. So it's sort of, I was thinking about that. But I spoke to another gentleman. He came up with the same setup and whatsoever, but I didn't have a problem with that because it was something that was going to still benefit my community. So, but at a later stage, yes, maybe, but it's something that one has to think of. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Now, I had so many incidences whereby you find that people with private cars will pick people up from the garages, from certain places, like certain spots where people hike to go to get, and you find that the taxi owners or taxi drivers will follow those guys who have, who were picked up, and then find that now it causes some quarrels and everything between the private owners and the public, like the taxi drivers. Now, is that not a threat to you also, and how are you planning to overcome that?
Okay. First of all, we don't pick up people at
certain spots.
Certain spots.
Okay.
So how we do our thing is you tell us where your location is.
Okay.
So we check if it's safe.
Okay.
If it's safe, then we pick you up. But we don't just pick up people at random places.
Okay.
So for the safety for the driver and the safety of the passenger. So it's things that are planned. It's things that are communicated. I will talk to you. You tell me, no, I stand in Midrand, and then you give me your location. Then I'll come pick you up at Midrand, then go drop you at home.
Okay. So does it work with if I'm just the only one who wants to go to Guyana, can you transport me, or you waiting for a certain number of people?
Okay. In most cases, it's a certain number of people, obviously. But I'm trying to come up with a crazy idea right now. I just had a client, when was it, 2 weeks back, who just wanted to get to Polokwane. So they were willing to pay whatever amount. So they paid the amount that I requested. So if you are going to be paying the requested amount, we don't have a problem. We can take you wherever you want to go, and then we deliver you. So, but if it's going to be one of the normal rates, then it has to be a specific number. But I'm coming up with an idea where you call me now and then say you want to go to Polokwane. I'll just say to you, okay, if you have 2.5, I don't have a problem. I can go drop you off at Polokwane, and then we come back to Pretoria or wherever. So it's only going to be determined by the price or the amount that is going to be requested from the client. And then if you agree, then it's going to be done.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I see.
Yes.
Now, Visible Change TV viewers, we were with Nsuku, is explaining some of the things that he comes across in terms of his transportation business. It's in logistics, but you will realize that now we're speaking more about transporting people. So I want to ask him a few questions, especially on the broad logistics ideas,
Okay.
I don't know if have you studied logistics or what?
No,
Or
I
is it
haven't.
something that you just,
No,
okay.
I haven't studied
Okay.
logistics.
Okay.
I did business studies.
Okay.
So that's where I get vast of my knowledge in
Okay.
terms of business. But I'm a person who's into reading about different things that I find myself, getting into. You know, I just like exploring. I'm one person who believes that nothing is impossible. Everything is done. It's doable. Sorry, everything is doable. So sometimes you don't really need the knowledge. You just you just need to get in and you see yourself out, and then if it works, it works. If it doesn't work, because you find people that are educated in specific fields, but they still don't make it. So knowledge helps you to be able to see or foresee some things, but sometimes it doesn't work in your favor. Yeah. So I just believe things can be done.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, like if I know mostly, especially in the rural areas, and these are the people that they were trying to reach and expose them to some of these careers. Because, like in most cases, when they want to go to university, it's about social work, teaching, and like the known
careers,
courses, careers or programs.
Course,
yeah. Now, if someone is out there wanting to venture into logistics, well, what can you say? How can you inspire that person to go to logistics?
What I would say is nothing is easy. Let's start from there. Nothing is easy. Whatever sector you want to find yourself in business, nothing is easy. It needs working hard. As you can see now, I've been doing the logistics things for the past 2 years, but I've been owning my company. I registered my company a year ago. So it's something that I'm learning every day. So you must be willing to learn. It's a very good sector that one can find themselves. There's a lot of money, but you just have to find a way of how you're going to be making this money and how people can, when I say people, I'm talking about clients, how they're going to understand what you're trying to get to them. Because one thing people don't understand, this is one thing people don't get, is let's say if you're stocking your things from Joburg and then you have to, let's say, fetch it yourself. There's a lot of time that you're wasting in between. Meanwhile, you should be, let's say, probably be working at the shop. Let's say you're working yourself. So imagine if you're going to close one day and then rush to Joburg to fetch your stuff and then come back. There's a lot of revenue that has been lost in those hours. So why don't then we create another sector that is going to be helping your business? So we bring in the logistics now. I go fetch your stuff, I deliver at your shop,
you continue.
So now the revenue is just continuing. There's no stopping. So that's one thing which people, I think, need to understand, that we have to make our businesses flow. There should not be a moment where things are on hold. Hey, I'm fetching something from somewhere. Hey, things should be carrying on as normal. Yeah.
Okay, you mentioned 4 companies that you in fact 3. The other one is the group one that will be owning, will be the umbrella of the 3 companies.
Yes.
So now we're dealing with the one of logistics. The other one, you said that is a non-profit organization.
Yes.
Now the second one is one
TN Business Consultants.
Yes, a consultant.
Yeah, it's consulting.
Yes.
So I did business studies at school. And then, so I like sharing ideas with people. I like sharing the knowledge that I have in terms of, in terms of finances, in terms of analyzing things. Like you tell me you have a certain problem, and then we sit down, we weigh things. You tell me your part, I tell you my part. Then it's all up to you how we're going to be going forward. I help people with business plans, but lately there's no time. Since I'm hands-on with all my businesses. So there's certain things that I'll be doing, there's certain things that I won't be doing because of my time restrictions. So like now, I'm focusing more on my logistic company because that's where I want the growth to be. That's where I want to create employment. Because of the other stuff, I tried it for a couple of years and whatsoever, but there was a whole lot of difficulties in terms of, people not understanding that, running a company, it's not only the things that you're selling or whatsoever. There's the admin part of it, which is the bookkeeping and whatsoever. But I think we're still not yet understanding that you have to pay for such services. When you go to a bookkeeper to do certain things for you, there's certain amounts that you have to pay. There's certain amounts that you need to pay CIPC. There's certain amounts that you need to pay SAS. So I think a lot of people are not yet understanding that whole part, you know. They feel like you can just flow with everything. It's not possible. So you need people that are going to be assisting you with finances and all of those things. So your admin work, there's certain admin work that you can do yourself, but there's other admin work that you need a consultant to help you through. And then you need to pay for those services. So yeah.
So now you mentioned something about time restriction, you know, like time is limited and your focus now is more on logistics. Because I wanted to maybe find out how do people find you when they want to consult you. So I don't know, how do you manage the time and exactly like if they want to get help in terms of doing the business plans and you know advising and everything, how do you offer the services?
No, I'm very busy on my social medias, mainly on Facebook. I also believe word of mouth, because I believe I give the best services of whatever I do. I try my level best to. So word of mouth has been one of the best ever, you know, strategy for me that is working for me. But social media is one of the best. I don't want to. It has made life easier, and WhatsApp as well. So yeah, talking to people. I like meeting people, networking, me knowing you now, you know, me knowing the cameraman there. It's something. It's word of mouth is one of the best strategies one can ever use. Yeah.
Oh, I think was it Donald Trump who said something about network marketing?
Yeah.
I can't remember exactly his words, but he was trying to say, he was implying that network marketing is the best business that you can have, or the best business strategy that you can apply to make sure that you. So now, how do you understand like network marketing, and how do you use it to grow your business?
Okay, network marketing for me is, you know, me knowing someone who knows someone, or someone taking my information, giving it to someone, then giving it to the next person. It creates a chain, and which then can benefit all of us. So there's going to be a circulation of money, there's going to be a circulation of information. So that is always the best thing, because then you are able to get things very, very fast. Sorry about that. So networking, marketing, it's a way of getting something out there through people. So that's the best strategy as well. But above all, your service should speak for you. How you communicate with your clients, how you communicate with people, that is the best. You must make, you know, even though sometimes you disagree with clients, but speaking something that, or showing them that this and this has to be done this way, and then they understand. So that's the best thing ever. Trust me, because you stand a chance of just winning your clients or your customers, and then they now understand, you know, what you go through, and then how you make sure that their things are done the way that they need them to be done.
But in my understanding is that all these three companies that you mentioned, they are still in a growth stage, and they're still young. So are you planning to employ people as yet, or you're doing it by yourself? Okay.
The whole plan is employing people. But for that to happen, it means that the revenue has to be good. You don't want to find yourself employing people for 6 months, and then down the line you say, no, I can't afford people. You know, you need drivers. Sometimes I get tired. You know, you find yourself traveling in between. It's not because you want to travel, you know, so much, but it's because for a driver to be comfortable, then it means that my client has to be paying me well. So if my clients are going to be negotiating the prices that I charge, then the growth that I want to see is not going to be feasible. Do you understand? So the whole idea is to have people working. But for us to have people working, then the revenue has to be good. I don't want to be employing people for 2 months, 6 months, and whatsoever. But right now, I'm just help. I'm very grateful that I have friends that sometimes I can just rely on and say, do this for me, 2 minutes and whatsoever. You know, thank them a little bit, and yeah. But I don't have, you know, permanent employees or whatsoever. Right now, I'm just relying on the people that are close to me, which are my friends, my family. Yeah. So, but the whole plan of everything is when now we're comfortable, the revenue is good. Trust me, employment is going to be very good.
Okay.
So that is the only thing that is stopping us to grow in an employment environment now. Yeah.
No, I see. So if now I am, I just started a small business now, what could be the best way of like employing, of employing people? Is it on to pay them on commissions, to give them like a few months contract, or I just have to say, no, let's do this together?
No, I believe it depends on the kind of business that you're in.
Okay.
It solely depends on that. Sometimes you might find that it's a day job. So if it's a day job, then I'll just pay you on a day pay. If it's a commission based, it means that you're selling something or whatsoever. Then I'll just say, okay, for selling this, I'll give you 15%. So it's all up to the kind of business that one is in.
Okay.
So, but how I work is, you know, I try a whole lot of things. So I try selling juices.
Okay.
I do a whole lot of things. It's just that it depends on what time I have.
Okay.
If I see that I have a lot of time to go deliver juices, trust me, I'll go sell juices. My friends make acha. I've got a good friend who comes from Guyana but stays in Mpumalanga. I tried selling his acha in Pretoria. It was moving. It was okay. So it just shows you that I don't really look at what I do, but I just find something that I want to do. I do it. So my friend now is making money. I'm making a bit of commission, which on myself I determine, because he will tell me his selling price, and then I just top it out on his. So he doesn't lose. We both win on that situation. So it just depends on the mood. If I've got time, trust me, I'll be selling. If I've got time to be traveling, I'll travel home. You know, so I just see an opportunity in whatever I do. My sister comes back from wherever she comes from, and then I have to take her back home. Trust me, I'm not gonna waste the other 3 seats in the car. I'm gonna make an extra income out of that. Then I go drop it home, then come back. So it's the same. So in everything that I do, I always try and see an opportunity. The lady that, you know, borrowed us a place here, there's a lot that you can do about this thing. You know, she can make her money, I can make my money on top of it. So it all depends on how you open your mind, and you know, don't let fear control you, because anyways there's nothing to lose. So if there's nothing to lose, why should you be scared? So I always tell people, you know, I want buses, I want trucks, but I can't afford that right now. But because you're at a certain position right now, use whatever you have to carry you to the next level that you want to be. Once you can have a mind like that, trust me, you're gonna go far. Don't ever look at the disadvantages, look at the positive. Appreciate the little things that you have. If it's 1 rand that you're getting, appreciate that 1 rand. Try and see what you can do with the 1 rand to take it to the next level. Do you understand? The problem with us is we're very picky to things that we can do. You know, but once you can tell yourself that I'm doing this to better my life, or say I've got kids, I've got a wife, or I've got a family that I need to take care of, and then you do what you have to do, trust me, life is going to be simple. Sometimes don't listen to what people say, because people are not the ones that are going to be putting food on your table at the end of the day. So you just have to see what you can do with yourself, most especially if you're not crippled, you know, you're not disadvantaged whatsoever, but use whatever you have to make whatever you want to make out of your life. So there's no restrictions to these things, you know. So that's why I'm saying I'm open for anything. I talk to anyone. I don't judge who you are. But some things I'm controlled by my spiritual part. What I can say to you, I can tell you that I'm going to leave at 2. So let's say I'm going to Guyana. But if my spirit says no to me, trust me, there's going to be a delay. and I'm not gonna force. I'm not that person. If I'm bound to leave at 2 that day, I'll leave at 2. If my spirit refuses, I'll probably leave at 5 or 6.
Okay.
So I'm that person. I'm in connection to myself and my spiritual path. So I think that's what guides me. The people that I meet, I'll feel them. You can come up with a good idea, say, we're going to be making money and whatsoever. But if I don't feel it at that particular moment, you'll think maybe I'm not, but I'm waiting for the right time. Everything happens. That's why I believe that everything happens for a reason, and then we take it from there. I don't rush things. I'm not in a fast making money life. You know? Things have to come gradually. You work hard for these things, and then you go forward.
Yeah, I was interested in the spiritual part, but I think if I go into that one, our interview will be very long. Yeah, because the spirituality, it's what I'm very passionate about. I want to know more about that because yes, it's really controlling our lives. So, but I think that can be an interview for another day. So, Visible Change TV viewers, we are continuing with Nsuku. He's telling us that you need to take an action. You need to work. You need to, when you say I'm starting, you must start. You must do it. And then don't listen to people because people will not put any food on your table. You need to work. You have to wake up and say, no, let me work. And he says that you need to see an opportunity in everything that you do. If you are in Pretoria and you want to go to Guyana, don't just go alone and leave the other 4 seats available like that. You need to see an opportunity on that. Anything that you do, it needs to give you a return. So I think that's what we were learning. Now, Nsuku, I wanted to look at the last part of your business, which is the non-profit organization. What do you do there?
Okay. The main idea when I started the Tovolo Foundation was to give back to my communities. There's a lot of places at home that need a whole lot of things. In my time, we're looking at about, when was that? 2010. People were not really physical in terms of sports and things like that, you know? It was aiming on those type of things, creating sports, which private schools and government schools were all going to come together. Social cohesion, in a nutshell, you know? So that was the whole aim out of it.
And how far are you with that?
How far are we? For me to have stopped that idea, I'm talking about 8 years back. It was through difficulties of capital. Capital is a problem.
It's a problem,
I was talking to a friend just today about these things. You know, what you think sometimes is not what you're going to experience when you get down, you know? You thought maybe money was going to come in very fast and then you'll be able to do certain projects and whatsoever. It's not like that once you get down. So there was a problem of capital, also people not understanding what you're trying to implement and achieve through this mechanism, you know. But the problem is capital. If there was capital in that, trust me, my foundation probably would have been the biggest in the country with the ideas which I had. Because it was going to include everyone. That is the whole aim. That's why, hence, when I work or whatever I do, I always want to work with people. I love seeing people going on the next step or growing or having something, you know. But we must never be lazy and we must never want things on a silver platter. We must work very hard, you know. You must give people an opportunity. You must give people an ear to listen. You know, people have problems and then they think things are very difficult. But sometimes to talk to someone can take you to the next step. A little bit of motivation or whatsoever. People think you are where you are and you had it easy. No, trust me, it's not. You know, sometimes you don't get the things that you get on a normal day. You know, so it's that was the whole aim, giving back. It was going to be about charity, development in sports. It was going to be, we were going to even have Saturday schools for the less privileged. It was a very big idea which I had, which everyone was going to benefit, you know. People are focusing more on science and everything. We wanted to focus on business, wanted to focus on accounting. So it was a whole lot of, I wanted to do something which is not normal. That's what I always want to do. I don't want to do things which are done by people. I always want to do some things which now you'd never expect and try it out. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. Like I say, you never lose anything, but you always get an experience of, yeah, I tried this, and then it never happened or whatsoever. Yeah.
Wow. One of the biggest economist theorists, Karl Marx, he says that every revolution needs capital, you know. So every change that you want to implement, it requires capital. So Nsuku is explaining that he has ideas, he's giving us some of the ideas that he was having when he started the NPO, the non-profit organization. But issues of capital is a problem. I think I've got a last question to Nsuku, and then I'm going to end the interview. So Nsuku, how did you see government involvement in your ideas, and how, like, I don't know if the government was involved somehow, or how do you see the reluctancy from the government in supporting such ideas?
Okay. Maybe let me just say this. I don't know what people believe in. The government really doesn't owe us anything.
Okay.
That's why I never believe in government things. I'm never interested in tenders. That's why when people ask me about the government, I don't even know what to say about it. Okay. The government will do their own part. Okay. But what are you doing on yourself? You know, the government would be a great thing if, yes, they get involved, but they should get involved in things that will work out for everyone, not for certain individuals. That would be the greatest thing ever. So, but for me, I don't even like touching part on government things and whatsoever. Hence, I'm not interested in those things. You know, they'll tell you, hey, there's funding. No, I believe in working hard. I believe in knowing people. If people are going to help you, they'll help you. That's what I believe in. If they don't want to help you, they'll never help you. I'll find my other means of getting whatever needs to be done to be done. Hence, I'm saying I've got my own foundation. It's still there. It's not going anywhere. It's mine. When I get my own capital that I require, it means that is the time that I need to get my capital to start working on it. So I'm not going to be running around wasting my time, going to government offices. I have to bribe people, so they say you bribe when you need things. It's just waste of money. Imagine you're wasting a lot of energy, wasting a lot of money for things to happen, which are going to be helping the people that need the. It doesn't make sense. So that's why I'm saying I believe in myself. I believe in the spiritual part of me. If something needs to happen, it will happen. I'm not in a rush. I think most people are having problems because they're in a rush. You're in a rush to have a big house, you're in a rush to drive this car, you're in a rush. I'm not in a rush. It's a process, this thing. I need to go through everything that I'm going through. Do you understand? And then while you're going through the whole process, it's teaching you to be smart about decisions that one is going to make. So for me, the government, I don't like commenting on those things because they don't really help me with anything. You know, I've never worked for the government. I've never gotten a tender from the government. So I'll work myself up through my companies, and I know I'll make it. And then all the dreams that I want to achieve eventually will come through. So, but it's one step at a time. It's not something that is just going to happen. You must just believe in yourself. And one thing I'll tell you, you must never rely on people and then think people are going to always come for you. People will say, but never wait on someone. It might take 30 years until. Remember, people always want to connect with people that have made it. No one wants to make it with someone who hasn't made it. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So if you're going to wait for someone, you're not going to get anywhere. Trust me, I'm probably going to be a billionaire. I don't know when. That's when now people that I don't even know, people that I even asked help from, are going to come in my shoes. But it's all up to me if I'm going to allow them. But if I don't want to allow them, I carry on with the people that I am with right now. So the thing is, we always forget, because now you're on another level. You want to find yourself with the same people on the same level. And that's when now you lose the touch of life.
Yeah.
Because the people that were with you in the whole struggle, now they don't mean anything. And that is wrong.
Yeah.
Do you understand? You must be with the people that come from you down, and then we go up and we enjoy together. So that's the problem with us. We always want to be associated with the people that have made it. We forget about the people that are in the process. Because this is a chain. Today you're on top, tomorrow you're down.
Yeah.
So do you understand? So if we were able to open doors for each other, trust me, we're going to be very far. But the one factor that, messes up our mind is jealousy.
Yeah.
You don't want to see the second person going from this level to another. That's the only thing. Not that you don't want to help them, but I don't know what goes on our mind that when you see someone, becoming greater than you, it's a threat, or it means that you are on a downfall. It's not. Someone is just great. Why, if two people are going to be greater instead of one, something big.
Yeah, something big. Yeah.
Something big. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Yeah, there's a lot of people that have great ideas, but the thing is, people want to be cheated on their ideas and things like that, so that this one stays on top. Then this one is just always going to be underneath me. It's a serious problem. So I think we have to change our mindset. Things cannot be given on a silver platter. Life is not something that is very simple. Business is not something that is very simple. It needs strength. It needs you to be very strong. Imagine, I've got 4 kids. You've got a partner and whatsoever. You don't have any salary whatsoever. You're living on clients and whatsoever. There's things that you pay on a monthly basis and whatsoever. People don't think of these things like this. They feel like, no, he's making it. But there's things that need your attention on a daily basis. So, but if you can try and work together, I'm not talking about you using people. I'm saying try and work together so that we all share the piece of bread. I'm not going to talk about the pie. The pie is very small. That we share the bread together all of us life. Yeah.
Wow, good time with Nsuku Shibambo. I have learned a lot in this interview. He touched on many aspects that I would really like to follow up, but time is not longer on my side. But I'm hoping that my producers will organize another interview, because he mentioned that he also sells things like juices and everything. I'm really interested in such things, and also I want also his advices in terms of different businesses, different ideas of business, and we want to know the business strategies, how to keep up the business growing and everything. But if I go to that now, I won't finish this interview. So, but thank you very much to our viewers. Thank you very much. Continue to subscribe. Continue to even encourage your friends and family to subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you in another time to check on. We're not only on business, but we're on every aspect that deals with your life, the aspects that really grows you, that empowers you, the aspects that really challenge you, and gives you advices on how to make it in life and how to grow in life. Nsuku, this is the end of our interview. Thank you very much for your time, and thank you very much for your ideas. You have opened so many channels, you have opened so many questions, you have opened so many ideas. I think our viewers will use them to grow their businesses, to start their businesses, and to make sure that their businesses are feasible. So thank you very much for your time. I don't know if you have anything to say before I stop the interview.
No, I just want to say thank you for the invitation. I hope the channel is also going to grow.
Yeah.
Thanks for the lady, Mas Chava, who gave us the venue.
Yeah. Thank you.
And then, thank you for everyone that is watching. I hope we change our mindset, and that's work, man. And let's not fight with each other. Let's not be jealous with each other. Let's just work all together. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Yeah.